Hey guys, what's up? Today we have a special knife, and this is a product of a three-way collaboration. One from Neil of True North Knives. The designer is Mr. Terzuola, and the manufacturer company it's called the Three Rivers Manufacturing Company, and it's made in the USA. So this is a Midtech knife, and I love Midtech knives because Midtech knives are much economical when compared to the full custom, and because of that reason, I do tend to carry and use them. Unlike the full customs, which are much more expensive, I tend to collect them. So Midtech knives, I love them because it's much more special than a production knife because there are less of these floating around. Not thousands like production knives, usually a few hundred. So it's very limited, and because of the very limited amount, the maker can personally check each knife to make sure that it is done the way it should be done. So I love Midtech knives. I don't have the name for this knife. I don't think they have a name for it, but it's very close to Mr. Stonewash ATCF, probably a variant, and it has all the Terzuola's characteristic on this knife. The grind, the groove, the thumb discs. The only thing that it's very interesting on this one is that Mr. Terzuola usually makes liner lock knives. You will see very few of his frame lock knives because, well, I personally think liner lock knives are much more elegant and a little bit harder to make, and requires it looks just better because on the other side you don't see a line here. Strength wise, front lock probably a little bit stronger, but it's minimum unless you really try to torture the knife, you will not be able to see the difference. Okay. On this one, it has I think it's about 3.7 inches long blade. It weighs only 4.3 ounces on my scale, and that's very light, honestly light. Um, Usually a knife of this blade length and full titanium, usually it's about 5 to 6 ounces. So 4.3 ounces is very light, very EDC friendly, and because of the compact size, it fits in my jeans rather very well, and I love it. I carry this a lot. A lot of details. For example, the thumb discs. You see there are two grooves in the middle, so you can open it with much more ease. You can flick it effortlessly. The action is very smooth. Um, the design of the thumb disc is very well made for this design because you don't get you get a much compact knife, the blade packed in the handle, and you don't need to drill holes for the thumb stud or a big hole for the spider hole opening. And I like it, and it's also lefty friendly. The jimping on this knife is also very well made. It's sharp, but the edges has been rounded, so it's sharp, but it will not tear your skin. And it just has a little bit, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 jimpings, which is enough for the thumb, just for the look and the function. It's really cool. The thumb disc It's useful when you want to push cut because the blade's pretty thin. It's about 2.5 millimeters thick. It's about a Spyderco Sage 2 thickness, which is very useful for slicing. You don't want a very thick blade for slicing, so you can push it down with these thumb discs. Useful. The blade shape tends to point downwards a little bit, a few angles, and that helps when you want to do cutting with the belly here. It actually helps a lot because of the angle. The handle is full titanium, and it uses, I believe, it uses very expensive machine to do these groove and engraving, not engraving, this texture. It has these sunburst patterns on both sides to resemble a bolster. And on the scales here you see, or maybe you won't be able to see, but it kinds of like a stretched diamond shape. Feels really nicely in the hand, very smooth, feels expensive, um, and on both sides, and very symmetrical. This is the stop pin, and it's a very thick stop pin for this knife. Thicker stop pin, better, I guess. Gives the blade a little bit more strength when you want to cut. I love the pivot, the design of the pivot. I don't know if this is a one-piece pivot or a two-piece pivot, but I don't care. It just look really cool, and it uses Allen wrench to disassemble it. So that's easy also. Um, it comes with a Backspacer, and it's made of carbon fiber. You can see the lines in between, and as you can see, there are no screws on either side. There's just one standoff, one screw, and it goes through the pocket clip. So the design is just so extremely clean, and because of this clean design, when you hold it in the hand, you can really feel it. It's one piece, um, one piece high-end knife, high performance knife. Mr. Terzuola don't usually make frame locks. Uh, most of his knives are liner locks, which I like very much. And on this one is frame lock, and I like a lot too because I love varieties. Um, Theoretically, frame lock knives are a little bit stronger for abuse, and the lock is about 20%, no stickiness at all, and you cannot push in more the lock, so it's been made very well, probably carbonized or heat treated. Um, Perfect centering. The clip is one piece. It's a bent clip, but it's being cut pretty thick, as you can see, and it goes through only a cutout here, so it will not move. And all you need is one screw. So that is a very nice design. You can have a lanyard going through there if you are a lanyard guy, and it's also a very clever design. I do not know about the Three River manufacturing company until now, but I think they're going to be a very popular knife makers in the future. They have another pretty cool integral slip joint knife. You guys can check it out at Neil's website at truenorthknives.com. It's one of my favorites. You get a lot of goodies there, and I guess that's about it on this knife. Stonewashed. for hard use. And the texture on this knife, it's just, I don't know, I think it's very very scratch proof, um, because of the polish and because of the stone wash and polishing job, and because of the 3D texture they have done here. It's very very hard for you to see any scratches. So this knife will look like new even after some good use over time. Right guys, subscribe and thumb up. Thank you for watching. See you again next time. Bye.